But I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully it's a cool day. It's gonna be a day of something I didn't learn until relatively recently. It's a daily Jiva guard. All right, so I'll get into all that in a little bit. But we'll start with a little warm up. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing warm ups. One of the moves that we're gonna do today from the daily Jiva incorporates standing and base, right? Our proper get ups. So we're gonna start just by warm up doing that way. So we're gonna spread out. I don't really care which way you face. We're gonna spread out. We're gonna do a break fall into a standing and base. If for some reason, and Steve's really good about teaching all the basics, but for some reason we don't remember what that is, our break fall, tucking our chin, butts hitting our heels as we have the mat keeping our chin tucked. We're gonna pick a side, left or right. We're gonna come up to our hand, kind of like we're just chilling out at a park. All right, this free hand's protecting my head. This hand's I'm posting on, I'm on the hip. All right, again, this allows me to kick and all this other type of stuff. So to stand in base, I'm just thinking about dragging this foot behind this hand. If I just bring my knee straight back to my hand, I don't have the mobility to do it or the range of motion. So my foot is making a circular motion, kind of bringing it underneath my butt as I step behind my hand. All right, here. Jess, you guys didn't know, this is my girlfriend, Jessica. She's been with me since day one of TAPS BJJ, and so she's gonna be helping me out today. So daily Jiva. All right, so just like every aspect of jiu-jitsu or any type of fighting, whether it's boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, judo, whatever, you always want to create angles. The more angles you have, the better you can attack, the more vulnerable your opponent is. All right, so if I'm straight on to my opponent here and trying to get a daily Jiva, it's not gonna be very advantageous to me. It's actually gonna be advantageous to them. They're gonna start passing my guard. So daily Jiva is, I'm picking a leg, right? For me, going to my left is more natural. So I'm wrapping my outside leg, so it's my outside, this is my inside. I wrap my outside leg and I curl my foot up inside on the inner thigh here. My knee line's relatively in line with their knee, and this is where we wanna begin, all right? My hand on the same side that I'm curling the leg around is coming, and we can do one of two things. We can either cup behind the ankle, which isn't quite as secure, but it's easier to obtain, or I can just grab the bottom pant leg here, just like curling it into our palm. All right, it's my favorite type of grip in the gi. Curling from the fingertips and just curling it like we're making a fist. But we're just doing that with the pant leg inside our fist. The other leg is coming. When I first learned it, I was being taught to put it on the hip. I think it's more common to put it on the inside of the thigh here. Just pointing my foot outward. So arch my foot is circling around the inner thigh. All right. From this position, I need to use all 4 points of contact. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. More points of contact I have, less opportunity for them to pass my guard. More control I have. So from here, I need to get a point of control. Usually the first point of control with this free hand will be this near side wrist, because typically what they're doing is using that to push down on my knee. All right, so as soon as that hand comes to my knee, grabbing that sleeve, pulling it off. All right, so here's where the push concept comes in. So I'm using my legs simultaneously and I'm pushing them away from me. Here, notice how I'm sitting up, that's the goal. If you can't sit up right away, that's fine, I'll show you how to fix that in a second. All right, from this position, they're pretty well balanced, right? But I want to be able to knock them off their base a little bit more. This leg is lighter than that leg now because I pushed it away. However, I want them even more vulnerable, which is I'm gonna roll to the way they're facing. Here. In any part of grappling, this position here that Jess is in is not a good one, all right? So they can't attack from here because all 4 of their limbs are being occupied by just trying to stay up. All right, so not getting too long-winded into this. I'm gonna show it more later. This is gonna be the part of the warm-up. So this person knows this is bad. So what are they gonna do? Probably square up, right, and try to face me here to get because that way's good, this way's better. Or that way's bad, this way's better. I mean, so here's the warm-up we're gonna do. We're gonna push them away as we sit up. We're gonna roll, and as I feel them coming back into me, I'm gonna pull my knees to my chest. Here. Push, roll, pull. Push, roll, pull. All right? What you'll see is this pushing, pulling, rolling concept kind of keeps them at your mercy. They're constantly trying to just get their balance, and to keep their balance, they're going to ultimately overcompensate, and they're gonna leave themselves vulnerable to a sweep. So we're gonna learn a whole bunch of sweeps today from the De La Riva position. So again, just for part of our warm-up, part of skill building as well, getting the De La Riva, wrapping around, back of the knee to the back of their knee, hooking the foot inside of their thigh. This hand in cup or stronger grip is to curl the pant leg inside. This foot coming inside of their far thigh. When this hand comes in, I'm gonna grab the sleeve, I'm gonna pull it off. Push. So I'm pulling with this hand and I'm rolling. Watch what I do with this leg. I pull it up my butt. Here. When I feel them push into me, I wait for them to push into me. Then I pull. You guys can maybe see where we're about to go with this. All right, let's try it. 3, 2, 1. We were talking about angles here, right? The more I can be angled, right now Jess is just being really bladed to me, which is perfect if you're gonna be in this position. I wanna almost be like, feel like I'm almost sitting on their foot, okay? Like being from this direction going forward, right? Almost like I'm sitting on their foot, right? If I get too much like this, one, yes, she's passed, but this hook isn't near as engaged, all right? So much so that if she just starts stepping, it's just gonna slip out because only my big toe is holding it in. But the more angle I get, I'm not a very flexible, mobile guy, but I can still get my foot up through here as long as I get the correct angle, all right? So really be focused on that angle. Little concepts here is that this what I've been noticing, this guard completely falls apart once the ankle hand lets go, all right? And just think of that as we continue on through this process here. But this hand always even makes the connection, pretty much no matter what, all right? So whether, I don't care if it's the back of the Achilles, the pant leg, whatever, create angles. So again, we'll grab the nearest thing possible. I want to get my 4 points of contact as quickly as I can. Again, when I push away, my goal is to sit up. My goal is to sit up like this, all right? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't really have a lot of momentum, so it takes some core strength and a little bit of and leverage with your legs while you're kicking forward to sit you up. If you can't sit up on that first one, because if you guys notice, if I stay here and I try to roll, sure I can roll, but I don't have near as much power with that roll. I don't break down their posture near as well as I sit up and I bring my whole body with me, all right? So if you can't get it the first time, we go here and I roll, I'm like, that wasn't good. I wait for that pushback, and the second time is a whole lot easier to sit up because now you got the momentum going. All right, so if you can't get the first time, all's not lost. Push, pull, push again, and then you can sit up. So this is a cool grip here, but a much better grip is that collar, right? Because it keeps them, like, I can maybe break their posture down by just holding this, but if she tries to pull up, right, it's gonna be really hard to get it back down. But to get that collar, it's what I want. But there's a big distance. I mean, Jess is short, but so maybe I can sit up and grab it, but if I'm going against someone taller, there's no way I'm gonna reach that. Hence why we try to break them back down on the ground again. Kick away, roll, and from here, it's gonna take them a few seconds to get back up. From here, now I'll grab the collar, right? Now I can either sit here or I can start attacking, all right? So for now, I'm just gonna feel what they're gonna do. Oh, I feel them posture up, pull, all right? See how I load her up? So all sweeps in jiu-jitsu, just about all of them. If you wanna sweep someone, your hips need to be under their hips, all right? If your hips are too far away from theirs, they're gonna be too heavy. To make another human light is to get your hips underneath their hips, all right? So think about that. If someone's feeling too heavy and trying to sweep, regardless of sweep, think about where your hips are, all right? So my hips are kind of under hers, not under hers at all, still not, and I feel that pushback. One second, we got a call. I get the collar here, you guys will feel like this is much stronger. As she comes in, I'm pushing this leg out and up. I don't want you guys throwing each other yet, we'll get there. All right, so push, pull. I just want you guys to feel what this feels like compared to the sleeve. And then load, push, roll, pull. And we're just gonna do this. Sorry, Jess. I know it's embarrassing. So she's like, just stop. All right, I'll hear about it later. So anyway, we're gonna do that just for a few minutes. I won't spend tons of time on it, but the whole concept from De La Riva, from my experience, has that push, pull, roll concept. If you can keep doing that and there's like this raggedy end all, You're like, okay, just sweep me already type thing. Because I feel dumb. So, so anyway, let's work on that. Just work on those little details I was mentioning. Now, when you break them down to this position, grab that collar and then try it. It's gonna feel a lot stronger. Let's try it. 3, 2, 1.